Now from the Weather Tracker TV Storm Studios, this is your weather today. Here's Chief Meteorologist William Cole.
All right, well, here we go right out of the gate on this Tuesday. Again, hopefully it's going well for you. And, well, for some folks out there, this is a back-to-work Tuesday morning. Some folks enjoyed the long holiday weekend. Others of us were working yesterday. But, again, I can tell you regardless, overall, the weather forecast today, well, it's going to be very similar to the last several days. Highs up in the mid-80s. In fact, forecasting 86 here in the Metroplex. Winds a touch breezier, though. In fact, winds may gust up right around 20-25 miles per hour, and it's another day where we do have that 20% opportunity of a stray shower here in the Metroplex. There is some rain, though, happening in our northwestern counties again this morning. We'll talk about that coming up, and there may even be some more likely rain opportunities as we get deeper into the week and more specifically into the weekend. Again, details on that coming up as well. Otherwise, this is where we started the morning. These were your actual morning lows here. And it was a little bit milder. In fact, not quite as cool as the last several mornings. Generally speaking, a lot of 60s here to right around 66, again, even here in the Metroplex. So a couple things that I'm watching here, right? A couple weather pieces of the puzzle. They're all trying to come together now as we go over the next several days. So number one, we've got Storm System 1. We've got this, we'll call this trough moving through the area, right? The main meat and potatoes of that system, if you will, it's going to be from Oklahoma off to the northeast, right? There will be an opportunity of active weather, meaning severe weather up in that part of the region, right? You can see that trough kind of extending back into parts of the desert southwest. It's one of the reasons why we have a few showers moving through North Texas. Outside of that, that weather maker is essentially a non-player for us, okay? But looking off to the north, we do have a weather player that's now beginning to shape up. In fact, that is our next cold front. It's now cutting through parts of Canada and now pushing into parts of the northern plains. That is inbound for tomorrow, Wednesday, here in North Texas. Not a big change of air mass with it. It will knock our temperatures back closer to where we should be for this time of year as we get into Thursday. The other piece of at least weather information with that is that it does come through dry, right? The rain chances have kind of been going back and forth. Right now, the newest data showing this essentially comes through dry. Could be a couple isolated thunderstorms in our eastern counties, but again, by and large, really not a big deal. There is another front behind that that could also be a bigger deal early next week, meaning more in the way of cooler air. Again, more details on that coming up as well. Then we've also got this weather maker spinning out across parts of Southern California as we get into the middle parts of next week. That may eventually come out through North Texas. And again, the data is kind of back and forth on that as well. Could we maybe see another rain opportunity in the middle parts of next week? So here we go, going forward in time. There goes the first trough pulling off. Big weather day across parts of, well, the Corn Belt, even back over through the Midwest. Severe weather possible there. Here comes our next front. You can see it right there. That arrives on tomorrow Wednesday, as we go through the day, hot ahead of the front, but then temperatures trend down. And then I tell you what, as we get into Sunday, here comes our next front behind that, and it will give us an opportunity of rain and storms looking more and more likely. You see it right there. That's going to be your Sunday, and again, could even have a few strong storms with that. And then we'll have one more front, but it's kind of a secondary push, if you will, of some cooler air that arrives early next week. And I tell you what, there's days in my 12-day next week where we've only got highs in the upper 60s. So that would be our first real deal taste of fall. Otherwise, radar out there this morning. Again, yes, we've got some showery activity. This is kind of overly presented on radar, right? A lot of this is not reaching the ground as heavy as it looks on radar. But again, some light to at times, some moderate rain can't be ruled out, mainly in our western and our northwestern counties. 24-hour rainfall, obviously that's where the bulk of the rain, essentially all of the rain has been over the last 24 hours. Rainfall amounts here anywhere from a quarter to right around a half an inch of rain. So there's the model. You can see all that morning activity basically lifts up in Oklahoma. As we go through the afternoon, again, you can see the model not really doing a whole lot more, right? We, in fact, even begin to clear out the cloud cover as we go through the overnight. You can see that little blip up in Oklahoma tomorrow. That's the front coming through, so an opportunity of rain and storms up there. But again, like I mentioned, here in North Texas, it appears as though we do remain completely dry. Thursday appears to be the pick day if you are heading out to the fair with a high right around 84. Otherwise, today, mid to upper 80s to right around 90. There's that 20% rain opportunity as we go through the day. Overnight lows back down into the 60s. Up around 90. Tomorrow appears to be a hot day just ahead of the front, and then here comes that more likely opportunity of rain and storms heading into Sunday.